Everyone, this is Kobe from Maymore IT Solutions, and today I'm going to do a video on adopting a UniFi switch 8 and a UniFi mesh AC into a cloud-hosted controller. Um, Basically, I'm going to be doing a series of videos with UniFi equipment on various different things. Some of them will be basic adoption, like I'm going to do today. Some of them will be setting up virtual LANs. And we'll have several other videos regarding the UniFi equipment. And basically, I'm doing this because some people were asking on putting out videos on how to do some of these things. A lot of people have UniFi equipment, but they need some help in being able to configure them. So that's what we're going to do in these videos. But for today's video, we're going to just do a couple of adoptions into a cloud-hosted controller, so I don't have a on-premises cloud key. I basically have one and a cloud-hosted controller. So first thing we're going to do is we've got both the UniFi Switch 8 and the AC mesh access point connected into our internet here, and we need to look up to see what the local IP addresses are. So you can do that by using the Ubiquity Discovery tool. And when I do that, they show up here. Does have my cloud key. That's my localized cloud key for my network. So we're just going to focus on the switch and the mesh access point. So the first thing we'll try to adopt is the UniFi Switch 8. Basically what you need to do is open up a terminal, and you're going to want to type in SSH UBNT at, and then the IP address of the actual unit. And I believe it ended in 253. Then you're going to want to hit enter. It's going to ask you to continue to connect, and you're going to want to type in yes and hit enter. Then it's going to want the password to the actual switch. The default password is going to be UBNT. So you type into that, and then you will have basically accessed into the actual switch. From there, you're going to want to do a set inform that is going to basically put you into the cloud-hosted controller, which is what I have up here. As you can see, there's no devices. There's no gateway, there's no switches, so that's what we're doing right now. So the next thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to type in set inform http:// and this is where you're going to want your domain name, your fully qualified domain name, or an IP address, like a public IP address, but it's better to do a fully qualified domain name. It's much more secure. So for mine, it is Vultr unifi.amoreitsolutions.com and then colon 8080/inform. And then you're going to want to hit enter. So it's going to send the request to the controller, and as you can see that it's already popping up here in my controller. Okay, so as long as we have that one pending adoption, let's open up the terminal again and let's do the UniFi mesh next. So again, just do the same thing as last time. SSH UBNT at 192.168.73 dot. I have to look up the end of the IP address again. It is 115. Again, it asks if you want to connect. Type in yes and hit enter. The password, again, default password is UBNT. Enter. Now I have SSH successfully into the into the mesh access point. And basically I want to do the same thing. The set dash inform http semicolon // and then I want to do the fully qualified domain name, Vultr UniFi let's see, .amoreitsolutions.com semicolon 8080 / inform, and then hit enter. Again, it's going to send that to the controller, and you can already see here that both of those devices are pending adoption. The next thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to adopt the devices, right? So over in the right hand corner, you'll see adopt. What we're going to do is adopt the switch first. You just click on adopt. And as you can see in the status, it says pending adoption. It takes a few minutes for the device to adopt. And while it's doing it, you can see that it has the white LED that basically says it's in a state of being able to be adopted. So once it is adopted, you'll see this white light turn blue. And actually, I'm holding up the wrong device because I forgot we're going to do the switch first. Same thing with the switch. You can see the white light here. And it's in a state of being able to be adopted. I'm going to put this down before I yank the power cord out of it. We'll wait a few minutes here for it to adopt. As you can see here, you can see the status light has turned blue. And it went off because it's still provisioning, but it was blue a second ago. You see on the screen here, it does say provisioning. Still going through its process before it completely adopts here. Basically, most people will have like a cloud key. I don't have one on hand right now. Cloud key like a Gen 2 or a Gen 2 Plus. I just don't have one right now. So, alright, so that is connected and adopted. Next, we're going to adopt the access point. Okay, so same thing, pending adoption. We will click on adopt here. And this will just take a few minutes, and then this should turn blue once it's adopted as well. You'll also notice that there is an upgrade icon here, and it's because there is a firmware upgrade for this UniFi switch. So after this mesh access point is done provisioning, we'll go ahead and adopt the switch. Looks like it's just finishing up, adapting, and it's fully adapted. So, next thing that we're going to want to do, like I said, we're going to go to the switch first, and we're going to click upgrade. That is going to go and get the latest firmware upgrade for the UniFi switch. So basically it goes to Ubiquiti's website, finds the latest firmware, and starts to download it. And after the downloading is completed, then it will install the update on the actual device. So it's downloaded the update, and now it is writing to the actual device. And like I was saying before, some people have, excuse me, some people have cloud keys. I have an older cloud key. I didn't want to use it because it's the Gen 1. But you know, it's the Gen 1. I've got an old one it's actually my old Gen 1 that I used to use that I have just laying around. But a lot of people will use the Cloud Key Gen 2 or Cloud Key Gen 2 Plus, and they will use that and adopt that into their UniFi equipment. They'll have a USG or a USG Pro, and we'll be having some videos on that and showing you how to do that. This is a little bit more complicated to do in a cloud-hosted system. We are a managed service provider, so we use the cloud-hosted controller to be able to get all of our clients onto the same controller, and then we just have different sites that we adopt their devices to. It just helps with management of the businesses and all the devices, having them all kind of in on one controller opposed to having numerous separate controllers. Now we do use separate controllers for some customers that are not on the managed services with us. They're not in a contract, like a 2 or 3 year contract where they're paying us to kind of take care of their network. A lot of times we will set it up where they have their own cloud key or their own controller when they want to just be able to either handle their network on their own or call us on a case-by-case basis when they have an issue. So it's just personal preference with, you know, what the business owners want to do. Oh, looks like this is still updating. Can take some time. Now what we'll do is we will kind of fast forward to this section, and once this is done doing the firmware upgrade, we'll be right back. Okay, looks like that switch went ahead and upgraded. You can see that the old firmware version was 4.0.80.10875. The new version is 4.3.13.11.253. And we're going to go ahead and do the upgrade now on the UniFi AP mesh. It's going to go through the same process here. And as soon as this is done updating, we will be right back. Okay, it looks like that device is done provisioning. So as you can see, the UniFi Switch 8 is connected and adapted, and the UniFi AP mesh is also connected and adapted. It doesn't have any clients connected to it right now, but yeah, these devices, when you go into here, this is actually on my actual network. But anyways, that's a quick video on how to adapt from a cloud-hosted controller. One of the other things I wanted to show you guys is that this is the different site drop-down. You can add a new site. You just name it whatever you want to, and then hit submit. And basically how you switch between the sites is just this drop down. You click onto these, and basically it'll switch you into another into another completely different network. So I've got one here, Martinson's Funeral Home. That's a customer that we have. I'm not going to click on it to show you all their customer information for privacy concerns, but yeah, we will be doing another video on that and kind of explaining on how that works. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell icon so when we have other videos that come out that you'll be notified. And hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time.